What's going on, guys? Failure here from Ocillacubes, and today I'm going to be teaching you guys how to solve a Rubik's Cube using the beginner's method. So before we begin this tutorial, I just want to say that you guys are going to need to know cube notation, which I will have a link down in the description so that you guys can learn that. And also you guys are going to need to know the difference between corners, centers, and edges. So in a cube, there's three different types of pieces. The first one is a corner. This piece has 3 stickers on it. Second is an edge piece. And the third piece is a center. This one has 1 sticker, and this one has 2. So, the way you recognize these is corner pieces are in the corners of the cubes like this here. You see that's the one flip. And then edge pieces are between 2 corners and 2 centers, and centers are in the middle of each face. Another thing I want to note before we start is please don't use Rubik's brands. They suck. They're completely terrible. Just go buy an FF3RS or something for like $5 off the cubicle, and yeah, I'll leave a link to that in the description. Just please don't use Rubik's brand. It sucks. So this method consists of several steps. The first is getting the cross, then you get the white corners, then the middle layer edges, then you get the yellow layer edges, and then you get the yellow layer corners, and then you permutate the yellow layer corners, and then the yellow layer edges. So that probably sounds really confusing, but trust me, once you see this video, it won't be very confusing at all. Alright, so as I said before, the first step is getting the white cross. When we're done with that, it will look like this. So you'll have these white edges, not the corners, and then you'll have the other color on these edges connected up to their centers, like this. So the way we're going to do this is we're going to break this up into 2 steps. The first step is getting the daisy, and the next step is getting the actual cross. So in order to get the daisy, we're going to need to get all these white edges around this yellow center. So the first thing here is you can see this here is already solved, so we don't need to worry about this right here because it's already touching this yellow. Now this piece here needs to be flipped so that this white will be touching this yellow and not the red. The way we're going to do that is we're going to hold it so that yellow's on bottom and the white piece or the white sticker is facing us. And we're going to do an F2. I just hit the camera. U prime, R prime, F, R. Now what this does is it just simply flips this piece, and now it's connected down here. So this piece right here, this orange, so as you can see, this white is up here on this face. We want to get it down to here. So because this sticker is facing up and not facing us, what we can do is we can just hold it so that the white is on top and the yellow is on the bottom. And with the other color facing us, we can just do an F2 like this, and it goes down here. Now if it was like this, where it's on this side or this side, all we do is we just turn it once, so that it comes down here. Yeah. So this step here is pretty intuitive. I mean, if you can't get this, just keep practicing, watching the video, and eventually you should be able to get it. Now this piece here, as you can see, this needs to be flipped. So again, we do an F2, U prime, R prime, F, R. Now what we're going to do is we're going to get all of these white edges down to this white layer. Because if you don't have the white edges connected to the white layer, you can never solve the cube because there will always be these pieces touching this yellow, and you can't solve the cube that way. So the way we're going to do this is we're going to find a piece up here, and we're going to look at the other color. Now this here is blue, so we're going to match up with this blue center piece. So it's going to simply do an F2, and that brings it down here. Now this piece here is white and orange, so we're going to find the orange center piece, which is right here. So we're going to do a U2, and now that it's right here, you simply just bring it down, and now it's there. So now this one here is white and green. Just bring it over here and do the F2. This one here is already paired up, so just do an F2. Now you have the white cross, And if you guys don't, then you did something wrong. But that came out a lot worse than I expected it to. But yeah, so just go back, rewatch this, and eventually you should be able to get it. So the next step we're going to be doing is we're going to be getting the white corners down to this white center. And so what it means is we're going to have the entire white face solved, but then next to these edges we're going to have the same color, so that it makes a little ring around this first layer. So in order to do this, you're going to need to know one algorithm, which will be right here. Now this algorithm is known as the sexy move, and the way we're going to be doing this is pretty much just repeating that algorithm over and over. So right here you can see this piece is down here, and it's connected to the white side, so it should be good, right? No! 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 The reason this is wrong is because this orange is touching the red, this blue is touching the green. Therefore, this corner is not in the correct position. This corner needs to be here between the orange, blue, and white centers, not the white, green, and red. So what we're going to do is we're going to hold it in this bottom corner with the white on bottom and the red facing us. We're going to do sexy move. That's simple. Now what we're going to do is we're going to take this over here. We're going to place it over this spot here where it needs to go. Because if we were to do this, then you can see this is touching this white, and this is touching orange, and this is touching blue. The reason we can't just do this is because then this cross piece is gone. So what you have to do is you just have to do R, U, R prime, U prime. And just keep repeating sexy move over and over again. And eventually it will be solved in place. So now you can see it, the white is on bottom, orange facing us, and the blue to the right. Now what we're going to do is we're going to move it this way, so that this piece is right here. And what we need to do here is we need to get this down here so that it's between these three centers. And once again, we just repeat sexy move until it's done. Alright, so now it's right here, and now we have to find another piece. So this piece right here, yeah, this white, orange, and green needs to go in between the white, orange, and green. You just do R, U, R prime, U prime. Just keep repeating that. And now this piece here needs to be taken out because right now it needs to be flipped because this white is actually facing the red and the red is facing green and the green is facing white. We can't have that, otherwise there will always be a red on the green, always be a green on the white, and always be a white on the red. Therefore the cube can never be solved. So what we're going to do is we're going to take this out and do a sexy move, take it out. Now we just keep doing sexy move to reinsert the corner. And now it's down here. So the next step we're going to be doing is we're going to be getting these middle layer edges to their correct colors. So when that's done, it'll look the same as before, except now we'll have two rings instead of one. So for this we're going to need two algorithms which are pretty simple, and I'll put them up on screen. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to find a piece in this top layer, and if you can't find one, just wait and then do the next algorithm that appears on screen, and that will get one of these pieces out, and then you can follow along. So what we're going to do here is we're going to take this piece and we're going to find where it goes. Now because it's blue and red, it needs to go between the blue and red centers. But yeah, so the reason that doesn't work is because that moves these three pieces, and then you'll always have white on orange, and then yeah, or whatever, and whatever you guys have. And it's really just not good. Okay, trust me. Right, so what we're gonna do is we're going to take this piece, and we're going to do the algorithm on screen right now in order to put it to the right. So it's U, R, U, R prime, U prime, F prime, U prime, F. Now that puts this piece right here. So now we're going to find another piece in the top layer, and if you can't find one, as I said, just do the algorithm that comes up on screen and then you'll be good. So right now, as you can see, it needs to go right because it is green and orange. And you always want to have this piece matched up with the center. So we're going to put it over the right. So we do U, R prime, U prime, F prime, U prime, F. Now this piece is right here, center, and now we can move on to the next piece. So this piece right here needs to go to the left because it is blue and orange. And once again, you can't just do that because then that screws up these pieces and this piece too now. So we're going to have to put it to the left. So we do U prime, L prime, U, L, F prime, L, F, L prime. Now this piece is here, and we have, oh wait, never mind, we still have a piece. So right here, this is really annoying. So pretty much what we do is we have to get this piece out into this top layer so that we can reinsert it the right way. So we're just going to do the right algorithm. So we do U, R, U, R prime, U prime, F prime, U prime, F. And now this piece is in the, where was it? There. Now this piece is in the top layer, and we can reinsert it again just by doing the right algorithm so that it's in the right way. So we do U, R prime, U prime, F prime, U prime, F. And now this piece is right here. So now we have that step done. As you can see, we have 2 layers and also the white base. Now, if you guys don't have this, then you need to go back, scramble up the cube again, and go back and try again, see what you missed, and yeah. Okay, so the next step we're going to be doing is we're going to be getting this yellow cross. So pretty much from here, we're going to be flipping these 2 pieces, right? And so this here is what it's going to look like at the end. We might have some Cornish flip too, but we're going to have these 5 yellow pieces like this. So for this step, there's going to be 4 cases. First case is you have it already solved, and if you have this, you can just skip this entire step and move on to the next one. Next case is you have 2 opposite pieces that are flipped and 2 opposite pieces that are not flipped. Next case here, you have 2 adjacent pieces that are flipped and 2 adjacent pieces that are not flipped. In this 4th and final case here, you have no pieces flipped, and you have to flip them all. So for this first case here, what we're going to be doing is we're going to be holding it so that these pieces are on the left and right, and these non-flipped are facing us and facing in the back. So what we're going to be doing is we're going to be doing this one algorithm right here, right now. And yeah, so the way it goes is you do an F, then you do sexy move, and you do an F prime. And now as you can see, we have this case here, so that means we are done. Now for this case here, what we're going to be doing is we're going to be holding it so that these are in the left and the back, and these non-flipped are facing us and to the right. So what we're going to be doing is we're going to be holding this face towards us. We do F, sexy, F prime, and now once again we have the case that we had before, and so we just do F, sexy, F prime. Now for this case here, this is the trickiest one of all. It's still not that complicated, but you're gonna have to remember how to use the algorithm more. But yeah, it's still the same algorithm for all these cases, of course. And so you just do F, sexy, F prime, and now you have the case we had before. We have 2 adjacent edges. So you hold these 2 to the front and to the right, these 2 to the back and left. And then you do it again. Now you hold these pieces to the left and right, and then you do it again. And now you have it solved. So for the next step, we're going to be putting all these yellow corners on the top. And this is actually a pretty easy step. And when it's done, it's going to look like this. So we'll have all this yellow on top, and then we'll have all these corners and edges that need to be moved around. So So the way we're going to do this is with one simple algorithm, which I have right here. And so what we're going to be doing is we're going to be holding any piece that needs to be flipped to this front right corner. Doesn't matter the orientation, it could be this one. And we just simply do R prime, D prime, R, D. Now you just keep repeating that. And make sure you repeat that full thing until it's done. Now, what some people do is when they get to here, they forget to do this last D, which ends up screwing up their thing, and then they have to resolve the entire rest of the cube. So make sure you do that extra D there. Now we just do a U and put this piece here. We do the exact same thing we did before. And now this entire thing is solved. So this works no matter how many corners you have flipped, because it will always be the orientations will always match up so that this will work. So for the next step here, we're going to be permutating these corners. So what it's going to look like is you're going to have the headlights like this, which is where you have two corners with the same color on all sides. As you can see here, we don't have that, but when we do, it'll look something like this. So we'll have here, here, and here, and here, everywhere. Well, it'll be a headlight party, whatever, I don't know. And yeah. So there's actually two different cases for this. The first one is where you already have two headlights, or one pair of headlights. So what you're gonna do, this is pretty easy. What you do is you hold it so that the layer that's normally on top, you're gonna be having it face you. You're gonna put the headlights on the right. It's like normally if you start solving with like the daisy or with like the cross on bottom, and this was your cross layer. You're just gonna hold it so that the layer opposite of your cross, so you can just flip it once this way, and you're gonna be solving it from this face. So what you do is you make sure these are on the right, and you do R2, U2, R, D, R prime, U2, R, D prime, R. And now you will have all these corners done, and actually sometimes you will get a solved cube from here, but normally you won't, and you'll have to do the next step. So the second case here, you have no headlights, so you can just hold it from whichever way you want as long as the cross layer is in the back, and you do the same thing. And now you will have one pair of headlights. So you put those on the right, do it again, and now you have that step done. So now we're on to the final step, and once you finish this, you will have a solved cube. So there's going to be three cases for this. First, you have this first two, you're going to have one side that is solved, or you're going to have three sides solved actually, but one of them is going to be the top layer, bottom layer, and then you're going to have one other face. And then so this other one, you're only going to have the top and bottom layers. And then the rest of these need to be solved. So we're going to be doing these two first, right here. And this first one here, the difference between these two is that one of these, the green here goes here, and then the red goes here, and the orange goes here. So you have a clockwise pattern between these. And here, this red needs to go here, and this orange goes here, and the blue goes here. So you end up getting a counterclockwise pattern. So let's do this counterclockwise one first. So the way you're going to do this is you're going to hold this solid face in the back, the bottom layer on bottom, and the top layer on top. And you're going to do R, U prime, R, U, R, U, R, U prime, R prime, U prime, R2. And now you have a solved cube. So for the second case here, you need to do it clockwise. So you hold once again this face and back, top layer on top, and the cross layer on bottom. and do R2, U, R, U, R prime, U prime, R prime, U prime, R prime, U, R prime. And if you were to look at those two algorithms on paper, you will you'll realize that these two algorithms are, if you do either one of them backwards, ends up being the other algorithm. So yeah, it's pretty cool. Now for this case here, you only have this top layer solved and the layer you solve the cross on solved. So what you're going to do here is you can do either one of the algorithms. I'm going to do the clockwise algorithm. So I'm going to be doing the clockwise algorithm for this one. So that's simply R2, U, R, U, R prime, U prime, R prime, U prime, R prime, U, R prime. Now for this, you could have done whichever algorithm is most comfortable to you. You'll just end up getting one of the previous cases. But yeah, so this case right now, as you can see, from doing that, I now have one of the other cases, so I can just do the same thing. So this face is back here, and this needs to go clockwise. So I do the clockwise algorithm again. And now I have a solved cube. So yeah, I used 4 cubes in the making of this video. No cubes were harmed. Hopefully, I don't think so. I don't know. But yeah, so no cubes were harmed in the making of this video. If you guys enjoyed, please make sure to leave a like. If you're new to the channel, make sure to subscribe for more cubing content. And yeah, I'm going to be doing a review on this Games 356 Air SM sometime later today probably. And yeah, this is pretty good. It's currently my main. Well, I mean, for $50 it should be a main. But yeah, if this tutorial helped you out, please make sure like and tell me below in the comment section. I'd love to hear stories about people who learn to solve cube from here. And yeah, hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you all in the next one. Bye.